Hello and welcome to Crumbs Doilies in Soho, my lovely shop. We are in the full throes of summer at long last, and it's actually pretty boiling. One of my favourite desserts though is, as you know, eaten mess, and there's a bit of a sort of less deconstructed version of that. Hang on, reconstructed version of that, which is a Pavlova, which is a very traditional recipe, and it's super fun in summer because it's really easy. And I thought it'd be fun to cupcakeify a Pavlova. So this recipe is for Pavlova cupcakes. So we're going to start by making the sponge, and this is just my regular all-in-one method, but this recipe is going to be for passion fruit flavoured cupcakes. I really love passion fruit. They're a really punchy flavour, really sort of fruity, which is perfect for the Pavlova base. So without further ado, I'm going to add all my ingredients to my mixing bowl. So I've got 125 grams of soft unsalted butter, and along with that I'm going to add 125 grams of caster sugar. And I've already sifted my self-raising flour, and there's 125 grams of that as well. And then just for a little bit of extra lift, add 1/4 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, and then 2 large eggs. And then you just want to mix that on a medium speed until it's all come together nicely for about a minute. And once that's all come together, you can add 1½ tablespoons of whole milk. Righty-ho, so that is my batter almost ready, but obviously not much in the way of passion fruit. So I'm actually just going to be stirring in some fresh passion fruit pulp. And I love adding passion fruit just because it's got a really strong, tangy, fragrant flavour, and it's got those yummy seeds which add a bit of crunch. If you don't like the seeds, then by all means you can just scoop those out with a sieve, but I'm just going to cut some passion fruits and scoop out the flesh and just stir it in. So I'm adding 3 passion fruits. Any more than that and the mixture can go a little bit sloppy. And then once all your fruit's in there, you just want to stir that through, but not thoroughly, just kind of gently ease it through so you get ripples of passion fruit. And now it's time to scoop it into your paper cases. So this is going to make 12 regular sized cupcakes. I've already lined my tin and I'm going to get scooping. Great, so now these just need to be baked at 170 degrees C in a fan-assisted oven, and I'm going to bake them for 20 to 22 minutes until they're nice and springy on the top. Right, so my cakes are out of the oven and they're just going to cool down, and now we're going to make some really cute little mini meringues. So I've already made my meringue mixture. I have done tons of videos with meringues. I'll put a link to my meringue masterclass down there. That's where I covered Swiss meringue and French meringue and Italian meringue, so it's the French meringue one that you want. So I've already got it in a piping bag, and now I'm going to show you how to make your little Pavlovas. So make sure you have a nice fat round nozzle on it, and start by piping a big blob. And then once you have your blob, grab a small teaspoon and just kind of gently scoop a little divot in the middle. Oh, so you can already see how this is going to make the perfect vessel for some fruit. So every time you do this, make sure you wipe your teaspoon, and then just keep going until you've used up all your meringue. Once you've done all of your meringues, you need to just bake these at 100 degrees C. I'm also using a fan-assisted oven, and you want to leave them in there for about 30 to 35 minutes. They'll be ready when they come away easily from the paper, but then you want to turn the oven off and let them cool down in the oven so that they completely cook. Welcome back. So now it's time to assemble these really cute, lovely little summer Pavlova cupcakes. My cupcakes are cooled down, my Pavlovas are totally cooked and cool, and they look really cute. So now I'm going to make the icing. So I've made a half batch of my Swiss meringue buttercream recipe, so go ahead and make that. I'll put the link to the recipe in the description box below. And I'm going to add to that 220 grams of melted milk chocolate, which is not hot anymore. I don't want it to melt my buttercream, so I'm just going to stir that through. So once that's all really thoroughly mixed through, You can ice your cupcakes with it. Now, if you want to pipe this with a nozzle of any kind, go ahead. I think it's quite nice to do this by hand, so I'm just going to use a palette knife. So once you've got all your cupcakes iced with that lovely, luscious milk chocolate Swiss, which by the way, just goes so nicely with passion fruit, in case you're wondering why I've chosen milk chocolate. Now it's time to finish them off. So pop a little meringue on each of your cupcakes first. And obviously Pavlovas are not Pavlovas if they don't have some cream in it and fruit. So I've already whipped some just double cream with a little bit of icing sugar, kind of chantilly cream. It's about 100 grams of cream to about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of icing sugar, depending on your taste. And I've whipped that up until it's really kind of floppy, but still a little bit whippy. And I've also got a few bowls with a variety of fruits. I've got strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. You can use whatever fruit you want. Obviously, you need to have it in small pieces because these are really tiny little Pavlovas. And you want to put a teaspoon of cream and then fill it with fruit. And that is the finished, adorable mini Pavlova cupcake with passion fruit sponge. This is such a tasty cupcake. I really hope you enjoy it. Please do let me know how you get on in the comments box below. I have also done a really yummy Oreo Pavlova recipe, so I'll put a link to that in the description box below, along with my Eat and Mess one, because if you've made meringues and you have strawberries and cream, then you should just definitely make that as well. And if you're in Soho, come along and see us. We're open every day and I'm quite often here, so maybe you'll get lucky and meet me. And I'll be back next week for another recipe, so I'll see you then. Bye.